I'm gonna bring this back right now. I'm just seeing you guys in chat. We have the lobby up and everything. Teams are ready to go. They're all here. Captain set. He is the best doggo, and because of that, let's do this. Look at this. I even have little duo camera. Oh wait, you gonna get something good? You wanna come give me a high five? Come give me a high five. High five. High five. There you go, bud. Good boy. Take it. That's a good boy. Alrighty. All right, we got the teams ready. I'm the one who's actually stalling this. Okay. Going. Good luck. Have fun. We're more coordinated, of course, just so we wouldn't right now how to. Alrighty, we got ourselves a game. You're such a good boy, Bandit. You can eat that. All right, let's go ahead and get into this. Push the button. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. I am your caster Bahamut. On the left hand side we have Team Training Wheels, and on the right we have NUES, which is actually Northeastern University Esports. They just told me and I'm like pretty sure I got it wrong. But either way, we got ourselves a game here, and we actually had some map bans that went through as well. So let's go ahead and go over to those really quickly. The coin flip was initially won by the members of Team Training Wheels. They went ahead and banned out Cursed Hollow. NUES banned out Towers of Doom. Team Training Wheels had opted for first pick, meaning that Infernal Shrines was chosen by NUES. And that's where we're going for first map here. I'm glad to see everybody. Hello! Also, Malorum, they like pause in action. I saw you. That's good. How many good points does the pupper need to get a chicken tendy? That's like a chicken tendy for him. I think those are actually chicken flavored, if I'm not mistaken. Xanthorak, thanks for coming by. He is the best doggo. Yes, good boy. Also, the rhyme about Donkey Kong 64 reference. Also, the rhyme was a Oh, it was. Donkey Kong 64. I don't know that game well enough. Like, I know the game, but not that well to know the, what, specifically, cute dog off the guy versus... The crusade calls. This guy versus Grubby's dog touch match. I actually used to have like a little like draft cameras and like a little box, and I had banded and won them for one time. All right, let's actually focus on the draft that we have at hand. Team Training Wheels is going to go ahead and ban out a Zeratul and a Samuro, and I will note this, that NUES is a team that does run Samuro. We actually saw it last week when they ran it against the Ghillie Sharks, and that was an awesome best-of-3 matchup. If you missed it, go ahead, and there is a VOD that you can definitely find here. But yeah, the Samuro makes complete sense into NUES because they are Samuro players. The Diablo and the Anubrak is not a bad ban at all. Diablo is really good initiation, is a lot of great play inside these shrines. Lightning Breath and Apocalypse are both very great talents. Joanna, Maiev, and Blaze will be the first couple picks on the side of Team Training Wheels. I like it. You're setting up your solo lane, you're setting up your damage, and also you're setting up your main tank. Joanna's so strong here. Maiev has a lot of good mobility. Blaze is strong in the solo lane, but it's a little early to be picking that up too, because now, well, they kind of can play into whatever they want around that Blaze. Tyrande and Anubrak is going to be a great combo on the side of NUES. Tyrande has great mark, as well as the Starfall is a good zoning tool, as well as damage within a fight. Anubrak is just good setup, and Web Wrap can lock away the Maiev or the Joanna or just anyone, or even their support. They ban out the Malfurion because they need to get rid of that support, and the Medivh as well, because there is some decent setup with that. And I do believe there is also a Medivh player on the side of NUES, but we are fully back into this draft, and we have a Jaina and a Tyrael. Ooh. Let me just really quickly. Eye of Horus still banned BTW. Okay, Stukov and Rainer to follow that up. Also, Viking Swaggy, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. I'm glad you're enjoying the stream, and thanks for supporting. They're both strong for NUES. Yeah. That is very true. All of that is very strong for NUES. I got to catch them in a couple games. Once last week, and then once also on the Tespa Collegiate Series on Sunday. They played some interesting stuff. I liked it. But Hanzo rounds out the draft for the members of NUES. Between the two teams, I'm not sure who I give it over to. Like, I think the shrine control and damage coming out from NUES might be better. Okay, hold on. Bahamut, when you load the game, there's a rap before the title screen. They're finally here, performing for you. If you know the words, you can join in too. Yeah, I know, like that. Yeah. DK, Donkey Kong. Okay, so it's that one. It's the one that like everyone knows. I just didn't know specifically, and I didn't want to embarrass myself. But I think I just did by singing half of the Donkey Kong rap. Either way, looking at these two drafts, I honestly, between the two teams, I kind of give this over a little bit more to NUES. I think their map synergy is really good, as well as the team synergy within a lot of these infighting is going to be really, really strong. Not to say that they have a bad draft on the side of team training wheels by any means, but I don't know. Like the Rainer Maev is going to get a lot of good damage. It's some of the initiation is going to be a little difficult. The Joanna is going to be a little slow in some of that. But either way, I do think we've got a really good draft from both teams, and I'm super, super excited to get in this. And we have our first game here on the left-hand side. We have the members of Team Training Wheels with Ryukin going to be on the Blaze. We have Serloff going to be on the Maev. Taco Cat, which actually doesn't matter which way you say it, it's going to be Taco Cat, is going to be on the Stukov there. Zhao is going to be on the Joanna, and Confused will be on the Rainer. On the right-hand side, we've got the members of NUES, with Chaos Dude going to be on the Anubrak, Chaotic Order going to be on the Jaina, and Tastity, I say that wrong every time, is going to be on the Tyrande. Shadow Step will be on the Hanzo, and Fade on the Tyrael. I'm just making sure I'm not missing anything in Discord. No, none of these pings are for me, so it's all good. Let's get into this. I'm glad I just... Lanky Kong for Hots. Oh my god, yes! Lanky Kong for Hots. The most ambitious crossover ever. NUES seems to have higher burst. I can agree with that, absolutely. Alrighty, let's actually see what we're going to be getting in this game here. Level 1, we are going to be having, I've seen this earlier too, Beetles from that Anubrak. They're going to be having the Legion of Beetles for the spell armor as well as the automatic spawn every 8 seconds. And I like that. It makes it a little bit difficult to get some of those skill shots off, as well as it just adds to some of the chaos in a lot of these fights. And well, you can see it just adds poke and vision for the team. 3 of those Beetles are just coming out and just chasing around. Do have Blaze with the new habits here. Hold on. Shadow Step taking a lot of damage. Condemn pulling the back in. I don't think they have the agility, and that will be first kill of the game, going over the members of Team Training Wheels. And they continue to make their rotations here. Blaze, as I was saying, is going to be going to that new habits at level 1, looking for the regen globes. Really, it's really good, and I've seen a lot of Blazes go into this ever since, well, it was pretty much in pro play, swapped it towards the last bit of season, and it's just we saw a lot of new habits because Blaze, having that self-cleanse is so important, especially in the solo lane. You can really get out of a bad situation as well. I just see the DK rap clip going up in Twitch chat. Thank you, Kaleo, so much. Training Wheels has a super strong, tanky front line. That is true. I agree on that, Nutster. I had to double check that I was saying your name right because I just assumed I was going to say it wrong. Fade is still going into Ryukin up here, and I don't expect this to be a win for either or. Realistically, I think this is just going to be kind of a moot top lane, but level 4 is going to be here. And Hanzo working halfway through the level 1 simple geometry. Jaina only sitting on 2 regeneration globes thus far. Really need to pick up a few more of those to get those Fingers of Frost as quickly as possible. And only 508 damage coming out from that Jaina. They really need to. I know that they're saving some of their mana here, but also getting that Ice Block is a huge tool. Especially with things like Maev's Umbral Bind. That can mitigate something like that dive very, very quickly. And it puts your Jaina in not so much of a risky spot. But at the same time, you gotta step forward, you gotta take fights, and you gotta be in some risky spots to even get that stacking. So it's slowly getting there. We do have a couple members hearthing, or excuse me, just one member hearthing back just to get full. We do also have the Bruiser Camp grabbed on the left-hand side. Taco Cat and Confused will finish that out. They'll have that pressuring up into that top lane, and the rotation coming out from the members of NUES to grab this themselves. Aunt Ani, how you doing? Thanks for coming by. First objective popping up. It is up and available, and we see our teams moving in on this, and Sentinel out from the Toronto to make sure that they've got a little bit of vision, see who's going to be pressing forward onto this. Thanks so much for coming by. I hope you're having a great night, Ant. Ooh, hold on, Tyrael with the Eldruin's Might's in there. They do dive forward as well, getting a little extra damage out, but they're just kind of zoning them out here. They're not really trying to play into the fight, and here's the big thing to note. The clear on this shrine is going over so well in favor for the members of Team Training Wheels. They're already sitting halfway through this objective on their skeletal defenders, but they're stealing some of the kills here and there. Wait, the dive in. That's going to be the Lunar Flare as well. A lot of damage on the Anubrak. First kill in this engagement going to be going over to the members of Team Training Wheels. Fade has to back off as well. Shadow Step with the agility over the wall, and that will be first Punisher going over to the members of Team Training Wheels. They have this lane pushed out a little bit in their favor as well. Hanzo going to try and do some work to just mitigate that a little bit, but with a couple more stacks, that will be the Mortar Punisher barreling through mid lane. Top lane does have our Blaze pushing up and making sure that camp is pushed back before it gets value. Raynor rotates into bottom, making sure Fade doesn't push that out, and the rest of the team works into mid. Punisher jumping over onto Shadow Step, taking a lot of damage. Lunar Flare going forward, but they're not able to pick up any sort of damage or follow up with that. We do have Fade maybe looking for a flank there, but I think thinking better of it, and they're just going to back off. And that will be the front gate going down. Pretty much what you can expect from a first Punisher of the game. I was just swapping something over in 7-7 in levels though. And just skimming through some of the talents here. Oh wait, hold on. Blind's going out. They want to dive in on this. That is going to be Taco Cat the target, but they just make it to the front gate. They are going to get the Umbral Bind onto one, but Sherewolf is going to go down, and that will be a nice pick in favor for NUES. They move over to the aggressive side camp with that pick and that Maiev out of there. The control in the fight isn't, I wouldn't say gone, but it definitely is a it's lessened for another 7 seconds there. Zao already out of mana. We like butts here. so you know he's tanking, right? Oh, thank you so much, Vincent. Alrighty. Chaotic Rider is going to go ahead and get full on mana. Zao is going to be just getting the clear onto this. And we check back into top lane, and the eternal battle between these two is just going to cycle on more and more. No one going to be really winning that out. Meanwhile, in mid, it's going to be the pressure here as well. We do have about a level lead starting to break out in favor for the members of Team Training Wheels. I think might have traded the stun. I need to see again. It could be possible as well, yeah. Using the Vault of the Warden would cancel that out completely, but she was just kind of stuck in that little corner there. This is just going to be rotations for 10s. I mean, realistically, if I was sitting on the side of NUES, I'd maybe try and take a fight sooner, maybe in one of the rotations before 10s, but with them being this close, I think they're going to think better of it. Probably make a better choice than not going for the fight, and they're just going to continue to make rotations. They're not too far off from that talent tier themselves. Speaking of, we actually have Containment Disc coming out from Maiev, so going to be looking to just getting that single target lockdown for a couple seconds and just interrupting the fight with that, as well as Raynor going into Raynor's Raider. Raynor's Raider. Okay, yeah. I always want to say Raiders. That's not right. Hold on. Blessed Shield coming out. There's some setup. Anubrak with the burrow in forward just to make sure that the friendly member stays alive. They don't get it, but that's a Blessed Shield. Not the longest cooldown. 60 seconds. They'll just back right out of there. But it's a lot of control. I was thinking Hyperion for some of the sieging potential that can come out with that. Pushing through the lane, but it's not going to be the case. We do have Sanctification from the Tyrael. Web Rep from the Anubrak. Hanzo with the Dragon Strike. Nope. Dragon Arrow? Yeah. I always swap them because, like, Dragon Arrow sounds like it would summon a dragon. Does it not? And Dragon Strike sounds more like you striking them with a giant hold on. Zao face striking that bush. Nubrak diving forward. The Unstoppable is going to be ending now. They chase this. That's also going to be the Water Elemental for the Janus, so not going to be using the Ring of Frost. Web Rep did go out onto the Maiev, who's going to try and get the Blink out of here in time with the Vault of the Warden, pulling them in with the Umbral Bind. They're getting these resets on the fan, and nice Hanzo with the arrow as well as Lunar Flare from Tyrande for the kill. Ryukin needs to back out of here. The poke is good. Jaina with the burst, and 2-0. Members of NUES take 2 kills and set themselves up for a frozen Punisher in the top lane. They can move straight onto this, and they're going to need a few more seconds on these death timers for a couple members on the side of Team Training Wheels. They need to take advantage of this as quickly as possible. It used to be Raiders because there was 2. That's what I thought. Okay. I'm not crazy. To be honest, that was probably second best tank NA. The only reason he plays support is because he's on a team with the #1 tank in NA. Oh, dang. All right, this is going to be the Frozen Punisher started out, and I would say picked up, but that might be a little ambitious as Maev and crew are back already. This is going to be 18 out of the 40 necessary for the Skeletal Defenders. They're going to cycle back. They're going to just say, hold on, our Tyrael isn't here. This does give time for Stukov's 10 to be back, as well as that Flailing Swipe. We'll down 15 more seconds on that. Hanzo trying to poke it and steal a couple kills here and there. Also, the scatter arrows are going to be a nuisance to deal with. 22 out of the 40 necessary. They're grouping up around Zhao. Surloff is looking for some damage, some sort of entrance onto this. Nubrak burrows forward here. Chaotic Dude looking for an engagement. That is Toronto with the Lunar Flare forward as well. Blaze with the bunker down. Chaotic Dude taking a lot of damage. That is going to be the Shadow Stalk for Toronto for some extra burst and healing. Surloff is taking a lot of damage. Chaos Dude needs to back out. And Chaotic Order is going to need to as well. Fade takes so much damage, but the Sanctification's there in time. Hanzo with the arrow connects onto so many members, but nobody is going down. Flailing Swipe for the disengage. Every heroic was just using that fight. And nobody died. Excuse me, Blaze died. I lied. That's a lot of good just play between the two teams. Now we have the Sentinel coming out here. Oh, they want to chase us even further. A lot of good snow being dumped onto a couple of these members from Chaotic Order. They will cycle back. They say, you know what, let's grab our Skeletal Defenders. Let's get the Frozen Punisher and let's push through top lane. If they push us 5, they'll get quite the value. I'm curious to see if they split one of the members off. Jaina also does finish the Fingers of Frost already, so it's going to be a big buff to them here. Hanzo poking out, Punisher going to jump over. There is going to be the Iron Skin used there. A Nubrak burrowing forward, not connecting on anyone. They move past the fort. They're posturing to go ahead and get some more damage and some more kills. Confused is taking a lot of damage. They're trying to chase this. That will be the Silence Off from the Stukov. You get the burst and Raynor goes down, but here's the thing. In the backline, we have the Joanna. Zhao is going to pop the Blessed Shield, but no, excuse me, that was a containment disc that came out. Zhao gets actually popped there. Surloff is trying to get out, and they do make it out. Meanwhile, the Punisher is like, hey, by the way, guys, I'm going to take down this fort for you. I got this. I got this, guys. No problem. That Sanctification even baited me, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was just like, oh, this Tyrael goes down, he's gonna get value. No, he was just trying to use his trait. Hold on, Taco Cat taking a lot of damage. That will be a Nubrak following up for the kill. That's a lot of value from a second Punisher of the game. They move all the way in to the keep front gate, take that down, and now the members of NUES are going to back off. So we do have the Tyrael back over here and just scouting out the siege camp. Wonder if the team will rotate over, grab that, and maybe they can prep this bottom lane and grab that siege camp down there as well. Really good plays coming out from these teams so far. Let's go ahead and look at some of the other stats across the board when it comes to healing and experience as well as damage numbers. Maev. I was waiting for the blink there. But they don't go down. Now they move into mid. They can see that the next Punisher is going to be here. You can see it on the minimap, actually, that it is highlighted. Don't think I actually showed that. Hold on. A Nubrak burrowing forward. Taco Cat, the follow-up. The Web Wrap actually saving the Stukov here. Containment just goes out. It doesn't connect. Taco Cat's another target, but they still get the kill regardless. Blaze trying to dive in here, but they don't connect with the jet propulsion. They do have the oil slick down on the ground. They're fighting underneath this fort, and NUES is taking such an aggressive fight. Nice vault of the Warden to make sure they don't get the stem from Chaos Dude, but they still take down the fort in mid lane. That's some nice prep and pressure that they're going to be having here for the Punisher popping up, I think, in about a minute, if I'm not mistaken. Going to clear the threat and MVP. Who's playing smart. I agree. That web wrap right there, though, that was a little questionable. I think it was one of those things that maybe it was meant to go into someone else and they misclicked. I don't know. Either way, they're going to go ahead. They're going to grab some camps. They're going to add some pressure across the board. 16 talent here will be in favor for the members of NUES as well. And it looks like they want to open up bottom lane as on top of just everything else that's already there. I'm waiting with bated breath because I'm just like, okay, who's going in? Nobody. They're just gonna go ahead. Nice sentinel poke there on a Surloff. Just gonna be, it's like, hey, I melted up. That's really annoying. But if I stand still, they don't know what we're gonna be doing. Looks like Chaotic Order will be going back to grab some mana just to make sure that they're up and ready before the next objective pops here. Blaze will get the oil slick through. Nice use of that to get the wave cleared. That jet propulsion with the oil slick as well, and then continuing the fire going with their own oil slicks they can throw down. Tyrande with the sentinel scouting out that there's no one on this camp. Here's the thing. Go in, or do they even realize it? Like this is the tight play moment. Sentinel coming out once again, trying to see where these members are. Hanzo just doing this by themselves. I think some danger pings coming out from the members of Team Training Wheels. And they grab this camp. They'll have some top lane pressure. Shrine popping up in 23 seconds. NUES is running around this map, and they're pretty much playing the game that they want to play. Not really responding much to anything that the members of Team Training Wheels are doing. They're mostly just creating a lot of pressure. Any cocoon that isn't on Zhao is a misplay. 2 to 8 kills doesn't seem like a threat. Oof. Okay. Shrine popping up. I don't think they can really go for this. You can already see that Joanna's in bottom lane. They need to soak for 16. They're going to have a couple members in top because they need to de-push all of this pressure. They still don't have their 16s as well. Nubrak is, oh, that arrow from Hanzo, the follow-up burrow, but the team is so far away. They are going to be stalling this out. Stukov is going to get web wrap, no healing. I think the containment disc went out, but I don't know if it connected onto anyone. Web wrap is still there on top of the bunker. Ryukin is going to get the shadow charge, or excuse me, the jet propulsion out. Sanctification comes out. The follow-up lunar flare is good. They get the kill onto Jaina as well. Surloff is the next target. They don't have a blink forward, and that is going to be a dead Maev. And with that, they're going to maybe just move right past everything and try and go for core. 30 seconds on average across the board for these members, and you can see their posturing that they want to move past this keep. And they want to go for core. It's very possible if they can do it. I think it's more or less not if, that they can do it. I mean, with 30 seconds? 20 seconds at this point? Shielding's going down. Fade is actually already calling the GGs. Shielding goes down. This burn is good, but I think they get it. I would like to think that they're going to be able to spawn in time, but that's really it. A really, really smart call from NUS. They take game number 1 in a dominant fashion. 15 minutes on the dot. GG. Well played. I didn't think that game was gonna end right there. I'm not gonna lie. Kazad, thank you so much for the follow during that game as well. I appreciate the support, my friend. Welcome, welcome. Also, if I haven't said anything to you in chat, I do apologize. Some of the names start to blur together, like Commander Lemming. Thank you for coming by and checking out. Brute Frost, thank you for hanging out as well. There's a setting. Hold on. Mod icons, and I need to. Isn't there? Oh, hold on. It doesn't have it yet. Okay. So there's I know in Twitch there's a way to do like easy to read names. I think this has pretty much easy to read names. Fade not in chat. I think Fade might be doing the nice thing and not, or are you saying in like not to say GGs in that chat? Either way, I mean that was a great game number 1. I forgot to message the captain. Whoopsie. I can leave these whispers. I don't need these anymore. Who's the cap is confused. Map or Facebook? Okay. Wow, I was in a generous mood tonight. All right, let me get a message out to the other team. That was, who's the captain team? Get order. All right, let me get that message out to them. They wanted first pick, so we're gonna find out what map we're gonna get for number 2. Tatsky, how you doing? Thanks for coming by. How are you, friend? My beer buddy. I hope your stream was awesome. Vincent, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. Oh! Okay. I know what map we're going to for game number 2. I am a child. I am that excited. Oh, yes. Boom, 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 boom. Get this person in here while I update all the other stuff I forgot to do. Tatsuki, how you doing? How was your stream? I saw you playing earlier. I had to go eat dinner and cast, but I hope you had a bunch of wins, and I hope your games were awesome. But thanks for coming by. I appreciate the support. Oh. Okay. This is gonna be picked by that team. It's gonna be that one. Boop. Swap. Get them in here.
You could give the best hugs.
Watching them end on core as Discord says GG. So, Hypercarry Uther, engages unstoppable. Oh, Fade typed core in chat. Did he? Like, wait, this chat? Or was it? I didn't see it. I'm good. How are you doing, Beard Buddy? I'm doing great, Beard Buddy. I'm tired. I'll be honest. That's the one thing. I am very, very tired. But we got this best of 3 series. I'm super excited to be here. And then I'm gonna go burrito myself in a blanket. I'm gonna make a sleepy cup of tea, and I'm gonna hug Bandit and just pass out on the couch probably. Let me just ask if the teams are ready, and then we'll get going in just a second. Oh, and my eye hasn't stopped twitching for like 2 days. That's really fun. All right, let's get into it. Yes! We're going to be going to Alterac Pass. I have not really gotten to cast many, if at all. Like, I think I've gotten to cast one of these games so far. So, yay. Okay, so we are going to be getting Alterac Pass for our game number 2. Let's go ahead and actually find out what some of the other maps were before we get into this one. The coin flip was initially won by Team Training Wheels. They went ahead and banned out Cursed Hollow. Towers of Doom was banned out by NUES. Team Training Wheels opted for first pick in game 1, so NUES took us to Infernal Shrines. They won that. Team Training Wheels won a first pick for game 2, so Alterac Pass was chosen by NUES, and I cannot be more ecstatic about this. They went better than most days, so it was great. Yay! I'm glad. I'm hoping you're making that climb into that gold. Then type GG in a Discord or group too. Man! And I'm glad to have Kaleo back. I'm really, really glad that you're back, bud. I missed you. I missed seeing your beautiful, beautiful lip face. I don't know what I'm saying. I think I'm just delusional at this point. Real question, where's the dog? He's taking a nap. He had a lot of work to do when he was, entertaining you in between games, and now that, like, this is pretty much like, this is his time off. Like, he's just like, oh god, so much pressure being on camera and just taking a nap for all of you beautiful people. But let's actually get into this draft. We are going to be seeing the Samuro and the Zeratul ban once again from the members of Team Training Wheels. They don't want to deal with either of those. Diablo and Abath are going to be the same thing on the side of NUES, and Tyrande, Hanzo, and Joanna on the side of Team Training Wheels. But we do have this Medivh Garrosh to start this out, and Garrosh, ooh, I love this Garrosh so far, and Joanna, solid pick all around. Absolutely solid pick. Same band, say what? Yeah, pretty much. I'm not surprised by that at all. Blaze will be banned out. They don't want to deal with that in any sort of solo lane. Zao was banning Zera first thing, even though he's first pick. I guess they have to main tank? The world isn't ready for a Zeratul yet? Maybe they don't have a main tank on the side of Team Training Wheels, and that's the only person that can play tank. Or is, like, the best player on tank? I don't know. That's my only assumptions. Greymane will be picked up. That actually pairs really, really good into this. And the Malfurion on top of it. I was wondering if a team would go into, like, an Alexstrasza or a Stukov in that manner, because it has good zoning and kind of engage tools, but that will be a Leoric for the solo lane and a Junkrat to poke out. I like the Junkrat here. The displacement's really good. I was thinking that they might go for that on their side, but they do need to pick up their solo lane. I hope my green sword and purple clapper are enough to put a smile on your face. You, Kaleo, you put a smile on my face. Because it's not... Kaleo, you could be no mod. You could be just a person who shows up in chat without a little clapping board, and I would still love you as much as I do. Thank you for being here. You're a good bud. And I appreciate you. I'm glad to see you coming around again. I hope everything's going well. Vincent is a level 300 Zeratul and trains NUS and Zeratul. Just a heads up. Holy crap. Kedek said that he was running out of playable characters last game. Zao is the best player in the game at every hero. Oh, okay. Joanna is a really strong tank. I won't disagree with that whatsoever. But we'll find out. We're going to find out if the members of Team Training Wheels can take this game too, or if NUES is going to have a shutout 2 games in a row. I wish my left eye would stop twitching. Be really nice. It's just like the muscles, just a little. Oh, drives you nuts. Anyways, we got a game. Let's get into this. On the left-hand side, up a game, we have the members of... I have this backwards. I apologize. 1 second. Hold on. This isn't right. There we go. Okay. I did that backwards. Either way, we've got the members of Team Training Wheels, with Ryukin going to be on the Leoric, Surloff will be on the Hanzo, Confused on the Junkrat, Zhao on the Joanna, and Taco Cat on the Tyrande. I actually said Taco Cat backwards there. Skorsky, yeah, sorry, I got it right away. Thank you. I appreciate that, Brute Force. On the right-hand side, we've got the members of NUES with Shadowstep on the Greymane. Chaos Dude is going to be on the Garrosh. Tenacity will be on the Malfurion. We have Fade on the... Sorry, I almost said Garrosh again. The Thrall, and we have Chaotic Order on the Medivh? Yes, okay. The score screen is wrong. Wait, how are you already seeing the score? Oh, the score screen was wrong in draft. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I just fixed it, but huge blow up. Confused taking so much damage and maybe be actually confused as to where they need to go, but Chaos Dude is going to get poked here. They get rooted, and if they didn't get rooted, that would have been Garrosh making it out alive. So 1-for-1 trade as we get into this, and we can go ahead and take a peek at the level 1 quest in town. So looks like Thrall's going to be going to the Echo of the Elements, looking to get the clear onto the minions as quickly as possible, as well as the extra bounce, if I'm not mistaken. Excuse me, the second charge. As well as Medivh is going to be having the Arcane Rift stack, so we're going to be trying to we'll keep an eye on those consistently. Hanzo is going to be going into the Simple Geometry. That's going to be some great poke and stall. Bahamut Scandal. Wait, what? What? Oh, Scandal. Oh, because I had the scores wrong. Phew. Absolutely, Kaleo. Glad to have you around here, bud. We have the Greymane swapping over to this camp over here. Really nice camp timings from both teams. We can actually see them both grabbing this. And there's a high priority onto this mid lane camp because of the way that it reduces armor. You can see negative 20 armor on that Hanzo. You can they actually does a lot of decent damage here. Taco Cat's gonna just auto and keep them alive. We have Antinasty helping out. The Shadow Step just making sure that they do not go down. Meanwhile, in top lane, Fade is gonna be pushing into Confused. I'm gonna be stacking up on that Echo of the Elements fairly well. Skin. Garrosh trying to get another Warbreaker stack right at the end of that, but it was just a little too long. Camps will be getting pressured in on the side of NUES as the Team Training Wheels just gets theirs. That is going to be the Lunar Flare 4. Just a little zoning as well as just potentially getting some extra damage out. Toss goes out into Zhao. They get the follow-up. That will be no route to go out. They have the Iron Skin used. That's going to be the Condemned to pull them right back in here. Surloff is trying to get some stacking, but it's not going to connect. Shadow Step actually using the... Eyes in the Dark rolling forward, but may not want to do that. Thrall going to rotate down here, is going to be getting one root portal forward from the Medivh. And they're not going to connect onto any of that. First objective is going to be popping up here in the top portion of the map. It does cycle between the top portion and this bottom one over here. We're going to be just having the top first, and then it will cycle down to the bottom. The lanes will always spawn straight from the core, so you always will have to be running out from there. It'll be running down the lane from this area here. And now, as we get into the prison locations opening up, let's go ahead and get right into this. Also, Night, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. Sorry if I missed it a little bit earlier. I'm waiting. Portal forward for the Medivh. They're looking. Oh, wait, hold on. That's a nice dive from Shadow Step trying to get on to Surloff, and that's a lot of damage onto your Hanzo that can be forcing to tap the well if they do have it. If not, they're going to be waiting a couple seconds. Chaos Dude is going to... Nice use of Junkrat right here. This has got to be so annoying. There's 3 interrupts between these members. And Junkrat... You can see that we got 3 charges, so they're just like, all right, well, it looks like we can't do anything right there. Let's just go back to laning. I hate and I love this at the same time. I hate it because, like, now we're just gonna be sitting at this point for a little bit because they can just continually do this. That's so... I'd never have thought of that. That's just... That's so good. Kenyon, also thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that as well. Thank you for the support. I'm glad you're all enjoying the stream, and thanks for following here. Glad to have some new friends joining the channel. A siege camp's gonna be grabbed on the left-hand side. We already see that the right was grabbed as well. Junkrat's still sitting here. Medivh's scouting this out. And the spray's right there, just to be like, hey, by the way, Thrall will be finishing the Echo the Elements very quickly, actually. The last time I looked, it was at like 4 stacks, and don't you need 20 total? Yeah. Mid lane is going to be aggressed once again. Portal forward, the toss onto Junkrat. They're trying to get onto them. The dive will be there. If they can get the kill into Junkrat, that'll be all the poke onto that prison location gone. But unfortunately, Confused is able to get right out of there. They do use that concussion mine, so it won't be over here for that. Bastion, thank you so much for the follow as well. Welcome. Thank you for supporting. I appreciate that. Y'all the best. I don't know if NUES has a chance in a game without Cocoon or to temporarily have someone reprieve from Wrath. Toss goes out into Stirloff. They're trying to portal this garage right back out of there. I mean, I will say this, that was a pretty big play from the last game. Just being able to, God, that's gotta be so annoying. I would get so frustrated with this whole setup right here. Realistically, I think what they're going to be looking to do on the side of NUES is just push into mid at this point. Hanzo is going to get bodied there, getting locked down by the root from Malfurion, and now you can see them, they're taking out the sidewall, they're taking out all the sustain, they're trying to open this area up as much as possible because they are not wanting to deal with that anymore. Shield glare from Zhao, they're going to be actually getting the toss to disengage onto this. The portal forward, Indomitable going to be used as well, and they portal right out of there just fine. Root out onto Ryukin, and it's just a fine kind of. Brute Frost, thank you so much for the follow as well. Welcome. Thank you for supporting. I appreciate that. You guys don't even know. Just all the. You bring so many smiles to my face. I appreciate that. That was a nasty portal, but we currently have Joanna taking a lot of damage. They do have that Iron Skin. They're going to be fine for now. The healing from Taco Cat's very good. Toss fade out for the friendly team just to make sure they don't get put into a bad position. And 10s are slowly being worked in for both these teams. Portal forward, they're looking to get a toss onto one. They're moving in on Confused. The dive from Greymane. There's a good concussion mine. Shadow Step taking a lot of damage. They get the kill onto Greymane. Ryukin is going to get the Wraith Walk right out of there, and that is going to be a nice trade in favor for the members of Team Training Wheels. And we see them actually trying to aggress over onto this camp. NUS is all following to represent the moment. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Canyon. Okay. No one going for these points still. Like, I think this is the longest I've ever seen these points delayed out. Also, this is probably like the second time I ever got to cast Alterac Pass, so maybe makes sense. God, that's so annoying. I feel like this is probably why we don't portal forward onto them. They get the concussion mine to knock them away, and they're just so sick of the Zhao with a gigantic flank, and they're going to be coming in on this. They do get Danger Ping. Chaos Dude taking a lot of damage, does pop the Indomitable, so they do not get put into a bad position, and they back right out of there. That is just... These plays are so good. Like, while at the same time, like, NUS has to be so annoyed by that, at the same time, I bet they're just like, that's so good. To just sit right there and get the consistent poke out like that. I kind of love it. At the same time, I kind of hate it. But we do have the third siege camp in a row going to be picked up. We actually have Medivh scouting this out, so they do see that they're on theirs. Gives them a good signal to go to their own. And they actually get the channel onto this. While Medivh is scouting that out, they go for the channel. That's a really, really smart play, utilizing that Medivh. They do disengage from this right away. Chaos Dude is like, I'm by myself here. They have the interrupt. They have actually the stall at 16 seconds. So about half of the prison camp has been finished, and now we re-engage with our 10 talent tier, which I didn't talk much about. We actually do have the Shadow Stalk from the Tyrande, Blessed Shield from the Joanna, Dragon Strike from Dragon Arrow from Hanzo, Entomb from the Leoric. We have the Riptire from the Junkrat, and on the right-hand side, we're going to be having the Polybomb, the Warlord's Challenge, Sundering, Tranquility, as well as Go for the Throat. Oh, that's a lot of damage going on to Confused. They're trying to get that. The Sundering goes out, locks them down. That's Hanzo Arrow just traveling off into space on the right-hand side. We do have the Shadow Stalk coming out. That will be the Polybomb onto the Joanna, making sure... I mean, we talked to... You know, we're talking in chat about there not being any sort of web wrap. Well, I think the Polybomb is kind of our web wrap here. They're going to just Polybomb Zhao, even if it's a single target and it doesn't spread. That's some value there right there. Junkrat on Alterac, oh boy. What's up, BM? How you doing? Maybe I can convince Chaotic to pick it for us on Saturday so you can cast our game for Tespo so you can cast it again. Yes! Yes! More Alterac Pass! This map needs to see the light of day in any sort of competitive play. I think it needs to be, it's like probably one of the least flushed out maps that we have in any sort of competitive way. Like I don't think the camp rotations are all like perfectly timed out and there's not all the synergies yet, but regardless, we are still figuring these things out and that will be for the Horde in bottom lane. Members of NUES are going to be having the objective barrel down that lane and looks like they're going to be pushing in. Yo, Ragnarok, what's up? Thanks for coming by, bud. Not in Tomb. Meme Strike Dream. I mean, that was like Dragon Strike, yeah, with Entomb. I'm not gonna lie, like when I play ARAMs and stuff, I always pick Dragon Strike. There was actually, I played in a Heroes Hype event, and it was being cast and everything, and I picked that every single time, and I think the casters were like, they were giving me a little bit of crap for it, but the thing is, like, we actually got value from it, and it worked pretty good. So towards the end, they were just like, you know, I said that was bad, but it kind of worked out for their team, so it was just really good. Like, I also knew that I couldn't land consistent dragon arrows. I didn't think that I was gonna make those AoE skill shots that the team needed. Nice lockdown from Thrall. They have the Wraithwalk right out of there. Ryukin is just not gonna be taking it. Sherwolf is so low. Oh, Chaotic dude stepped up and was just like, I want to get this toss onto you, but it's not going to be going right there. Riptire out from the Junkrat to zone the back a little bit. Does actually use the Sundering, and it stops the Riptire. That will be Warlord's Challenge coming out. Zhao being targeted here. Nice arrow out from Hanzo. Entomb is going to be there. They toss Ryukin into the Freya things here, and the Entomb does end. That is going to be the Tranquility coming out from Malfurion. Entomb, or excuse me, Wraithwalk going to be coming forward. They're trying to get right back into here. Greymane diving out with that go for the throat. They're trying to get the kill. They get two. Now they're stepping forward. Zhao maybe being the target here, trying to drain that life on Ryukin, making sure that they're able to get some sort of revive faster, cheating that death, but they end up getting right out of here. The objective actually should be popping up in I think about a minute and a half, so they rotate down and they're going to go ahead and grab this boss as Hanzo and Leoric are down for the time being. They do have the Sentinel out, so they do know that they're down here, but I don't think that there's going to be much they can do in the realm of trying to steal this away, but maybe, hey, they're going for it. Leoric is actually going to be spawning right now. Medivh does have the polybomb, so if they try and step onto this, they could polybomb them. They just turn around and they say, we'll fight onto this boss. Taunt goes out onto them. Chaos Dude is so low, and Domino going to be used. Here's the thing, Medivh has to use it right away, but they don't. They don't use it at all. The polybomb was up and available, and they just say, let's just disengage. We just gave them a free boss. Dragon Strike has a niche place when a potato player like me is playing it, basically. Shadow Step is going to be a little bit low here. That boss steal was so good for the members of Team Training Wheels. They used the Riptire as well. Going to be taking some decent damage. Knocks them right back into the fort. The team stepping forward here. And Tomb going to be coming out. The prisoner locations are going to be opening up in 30 seconds as well. Lunar Flare connecting onto one. They're getting some more poke onto Chaos Dude, but this boss shreds through the bottom lane fort. And realistically, this is a great play for Team Training Wheels because of the fact that that bottom lane fort is going to allow them to have a little bit more play and mobility in this bottom lane area when this objective pops up here. That boss steal was so good. Like, I'm so surprised that Medivh didn't just drop the polybomb and they just re-engaged onto it. I know that I just don't know how they were a little spread past it. Either way, that's just good. Junkrat actually going to be going into top lane. Once they show up there, you can bet that they're going to be going for an invade on this. Actually, portal forward, Chaos Dude looking for one. They get the toss into Zhao. The Unstoppable is going to be used. Polybomb is up and available if they want to go for it. That is going to be the minions grabbing the stall into that, so it's going to sit at 21 seconds, about halfway there. Shadow Step just going to try and clear out the minions on the left-hand side as well. The rest of the team coming in on this. That is going to be Junkrat still in the top lane. Confused needs to make a rotation down into bottom quickly here as it's 15 to 15. 16s are very close for the members of NUES. They portal forward. They're looking for a toss here. Zhao is going to be the target. Warlord's Challenge onto a one. That is just going to be on the Leoric. They have the Wraithwalk, and they're just trying to maybe get out, but they actually say, whoops, and they go down. They drop the Sundering through the wall onto Hanzo, lands on the Sundering, and just sprains his ankle, goes down. That is going to be a portal into the siege camp as well. They're going to go ahead and let Malfurion just deal with this for the time being with the help of Chaotic Order. Zhao going to be trying to stall this out a little bit with those. The blinds are going to help them, but at the same time it blinds the camp too. Ryukin gets the vision onto this and steals a little bit of health, but that won't be much. They have the portal, they get right out, and that's the camp grabbed in their mid lane. So would you take it? Oh wait, hold on. Oh, so there's messages in chat about talents. I need to focus on game as we have the objective popping up in 5 seconds here. They have mid lane pressure. NUES wants to take this in a 2-0 fashion. They could potentially do that. Mid lane's opening up. Zhao. There's a portal forward. They're looking for one, but the thing is, the core goes right in on you. That's going to be arrow coming out. Oh my god, Garrosh is going to get blown up. The Riptire is going to be coming out. A huge entomb. They find the Malfurion as well as the Medivh. That's going to be rolled from the disengage from Greymane, and he's invisible, but he is getting right out of there. Ryukin does have that Wraithwalk forward. The Sentinel for the slow, the Wraithwalk, the slow, everything's there. They do get a bit of a speed boost inside of the objective, so that looks like it's going to be a bit of a Shadowstep gonna get stalled up by the grenade. The thing is, they rushed into this keep so quickly that without the objective, it ended up hurting them quite a bit, and now I wouldn't say it's a wasted objective, but it's definitely going to be minimized in the value that they can get. Let's go for. Oh, what's up, Psychic? How you doing? Thanks for coming by. There's a lot of Hanzo talent choice in that. We're gonna focus on this bottom lane. Ryukin gets the clear onto this. They shouldn't be losing their keep, but it's gonna be very low. They could try and just jump onto it at one point and get the clear onto that, but that is going to be the reset on the points. I believe it's a 2-minute 30 counter, so we're gonna be looking at about 18 minutes and like 15 seconds of the game, if I'm not mistaken. Something like that. That sounds right in my head. Sacrifice my friend with a portal, not yet. Seriously, that ragdoll was so good from the Riptire. I actually was playing an ARAM before this, and I saw there was a Tracer who got like bodied by, I can't remember what it was, and just like flew across the map, and I was just sitting there just like giggling, like we lost, but it was just, I was laughing so hard at the Tracer just getting like blown up and just flying across the entire map. Top lane, they go in for this. They want to just have some pressure from the, it's not technically catapults, but it's more bruisery type units that do push the lane. I actually don't know the technical name for them. It's going to spawn eventually in the bottom lane, I think in the next wave or so. Mid lane push. They've stacked this up a little bit, but they know with the Medivh portals and the ability to rotate so quickly, they're just like, we're not going to risk this. They throw the lane, they push the lane out, and that's going to be as good as they can get it. They clear this out, and they won't be losing out too much here. Setting up for maybe a bit of a bush party. Both these teams playing a little, I wouldn't say passive, but they're just kind of like, I don't want to be going in too far here, and we don't want to be throwing another boss. Okay, so I was wrong by a minute, so it's a 1-minute 30 counter onto that. Normally Garrosh puts people into the fight, but Medivh is now putting Garrosh in the fight. I like that because now you can use that toss to throw them back out of the fight into your team. Sentinel going out to make sure they're not sitting on boss because they're not really showing. Oh wait, can I click on you really quickly? What are you called? Reaver Minion, right? Yeah, Reaver Minions. So the Reaver Minions are basically the catapults in this game. Yeah, because you have melee minions, and so the Reavers are like the catapults. Are they the same for both sides? Yeah. Okay. Just gonna click on that one because they'll go away and they'll die. Boop, it's gone. All right, camps are gonna be up 50 seconds on those. Gnolls. Oh, they're just Gnolls? Okay. It says Reaver Minion, but Gnolls, like the actual unit itself, yeah, that's definitely a Gnoll. Toss goes out onto Zhao. They just want to try and get rid of that Condemn. That is also going to be the Shadow Stock as well. And that is also going to be bottom lane keep going down. The Orc has joined the fight. 20 talent here just on the cusp for these members. You can see them. They're holding their 20 talents on both sides because they want to have the upgrade if they do go into it for their level 20. They do get that 20 talent here and they disengage. Now we go back over to these camps and we should be seeing, oh wait, hold on, this big flank. Earthquake coming out, excuse me, Sundering coming out. Toss goes out onto Tyrande. Polybomb gonna be there as well. It spreads to a couple members. It just keeps spreading to so many members here. They get the Joanna, they get the Leoric, they get the Tyrande, and oh, Confused is maybe in a bit of a bad spot. They find them, and that is Junkrat down. That's gonna be, do they go for the keeps or do they go for the core? The core does attack back, and if you do take out keeps, it does weaken its shielding. You can see the little denotation that it does go away. So they're gonna take that out. They have the portal forward, and they wanna try and end off of this. GGs are actually called by Fade here. All right, hold on one second. While they're doing this, we can look. So the Gnolls are the camp, and the Reaver minions are the actual ones that push the lane. Everybody knows now. So Vandar Stormpike gonna be gone down. And that's going to be game number 2 going over to NUES. They take the series 2-0. GG. Well played. Oh, continues wrong. Oh, so yeah, so the Reaver minions are the ones that push the lane and the Gnolls are the camp. We all learned something today, stream. Xanthoric, thank you so much for the follow during that game as well. I apologize for not catching that. Excuse me. Let me get a message out to their captain and see, boop, boop, badoo, who wants to do interview? Where are you? Okay. Show talents. Oh, Kayla, you got that ragdoll? Oh, yes, yes. GG's indeed. GG's. Hashtag NUES. Nice, nice. Those are good games. Ooh. Oh. Alrighty. Alright, we're going to get Chaotic Order in here in just a second. That is going to be Chaotic Order actually joining me right away. Hello, congratulations on your 2-0 victory. How you feeling?
Pretty good. I only led the team to their deaths a couple of times, which is better than we usually do as Medivh.
That was really, really fun. So let's actually go back to the first game. Infernal Shrines, it was a pretty good, it was a, I wouldn't say standard draft, but it was both of your teams had everything they needed. But we go into that game, and it was, I think even Chad at one point said it was like 2-8 in kills. It was a very confident game for you. There was a lot of momentum. Is that something that your team rides on? Is it that momentum that you have in those games, and you just keep it going, you keep pushing? Or was it just you just were getting the plays that you wanted, and you were making the rotations, and they were responding to you? Because it seemed kind of a little bit of both. I was curious how the team felt about that.
I'd say it's a bit of both, yeah. Like, our team definitely rides off of confidence. Like, we all got heroes that we wanted to play, and we knew how to play very well. So then we were all looking for engages, and, like, once we started figuring out, hey, we can, like, do this, we can be a little bit more aggressive here, like, it just kept on coming, and from there, we basically took game 1 because of that.
It was a really good game 1. Actually, Kaleo in chat was actually saying they wanted the blue team to win that game just so that we could have more NUES games. So I personally, like, I'm always rooting for that game 3, but that was actually really good. And speaking of game 2, going to Alterac Pass, it's a map that I've been ecstatic to cast because not a lot of teams play on it. Let's talk about first the poke that was coming out from Tyrande, Hanzo, and Junkrat. Was that something that you saw in draft and you were like, this is going to be annoying? Or was it like, as it was happening, you were just like, oh my god, let's take out the sidewall and go in and take them?
So we noticed that they had a lot of backline damage dealer heroes, and like Alterac, you don't really have to play the objective as much as you just have to like poke it out, right? Like as long as you can interrupt the channel there, then you're totally fine with like keeping people soaking, which is what the other team tried to do. So our goal was to just get onto that Junkrat, which was like why we went for the Medivh plays so many times in that mid lane. We tried to get the Junkrat out of the base, and eventually we just tried to destroy the mid wall entirely, so he no longer had that safe point to delay the objective indefinitely.
That's like I was seeing it in game, and I was just like, this is exactly what they have to be going for. Like they have to be just trying to get rid of this. They're so tired of just all that Junkrat poke and everything. But we get into the later half of that game, and there was the I gotta say, there was the boss steal that they pulled, and you had your polybomb. Was there a call specifically to say, no, you know what, give it over, don't use the polybomb, we're not going to try and steal it, or what was up with that?
So we originally were like, okay, we should just back up, and then we noticed the boss, but like a lot of us were like low on mana and HP in the first place. I might have forgotten that I had an R button, so I didn't press polybomb. But
I was just like, this is the Medivh thing. Like this is what Medivh does. Like you get the polybomb, we make a YouTube video, boom, done.
Not quite. If I had gone for the other ult, like it would have been an easy boss like call and an easy boss play in the first place, just because we can stasis them out of it. But just because we had polybomb and we were all like relatively low, and I didn't feel like any sort of polybomb would be able, like we'd be able to follow up with kills. I think Antasti was very low on mana as well. Yeah. So we just decided to back up at that point, but I think at that point it was just way too late. We didn't really commit to either play, and we just lost a couple members as well, if I remember correctly. It might have been then or a little bit after then. I
think it was like a little bit after. You just were all like super low. I think even someone in chat said like, oh, Malph's mana was super low. I was like, yeah, it's true, but I want bloodshed. And it was just, they were really, really good games, and I had an absolute blast casting them. Before I let you go, any shoutouts that you want to give, the floor is yours.
Shoutouts to the rest of my team. They played amazing. They like I don't know, they carry me every single week, and I carry them, and we all carry each other, and it's just a ton of fun being able to play with these guys. Shout out to the Hot Discord. They like host a viewing party every single time we play, and it's just so nice to see all of that, the support that they have. That's about all I got.
Oh, I'm so glad. Well, I'm glad you have teams cheering for you. I was just waving to them. Thank you so much for the interview. Thank you so much for the games. This was an absolute blast. That's just going to wrap it up for us. I can't wait to see you further down in Nexus Gaming Series or in TESPA, because I got to catch you this past weekend, and that was a blast as well.
Very true. Thanks so much for the casting.
Ready? You have a great night.
You as well.
Alrighty, everybody, that is gonna do it for us, but don't you go anywhere. I'm gonna quickly give you a couple little plugs for the channel, and then we're gonna go ahead and host someone over. I think we're just gonna go ahead and host over Vipey again. Looks like he's just doing some streaming, so we'll just go ahead and support him, give him a little bit of love. But don't you go anywhere really quickly. I just want to say thank you all so much for the follows and the bits and everything. You are all the best. I thank you so much, and you're beautiful people. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Thanks for following. Thanks for supporting. It means an absolute ton to me. If you want to know when I go live, you can follow here. Obviously, that's the best place to do that. You can also follow me on Twitter. I post a lot of my schedule there in the morning, as well as pictures of Bandit and just random other things. It's me, your friend. Hi. And then I also have a Discord which you can join, where I'm also posting exactly where when I'm going live. We also just chat in there, we joke around, stuff like that. So all that information can be found in the panels below, or if you get ! Discord or ! Twitter or ! YouTube. But that wraps it up for me. I am going to go ahead and host over Vipey. I love you all. I will be back tomorrow at 5 o'clock once again. We have a game at 5 o'clock and 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. I might, if there's enough time in between, I might actually do a replay cast in between those of another Heroic Division. Tomorrow it's all Heroic Division. It's the top plays from the Nexus Gaming Series. We will be seeing what those are like. But that wraps it up for me. Thank you all so much once again for hanging out. I have had an absolute blast tonight, but I'm going to go lay down. I'm very tired. I will see you all tomorrow at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Until then, I am Bahamut, your caster, your friend. I'll see you next time.